Has been a long-serving martial artist up in the northeast of this country, always been, to my knowledge, a chief instructor of the EKW.
Hi.
Pleased to meet you again, Walter. Long time no see.
Yes, it certainly is.
You've been training now for, is it over 40 years?
It's just coming up 40 years now, actually.
What keeps you going, sir?
Oh, there's such a lot to... I mean, the fact that I'm in Wadu Ryu Karate Do is a lot that I have to be thankful for, because that really, if you know what I mean by Wadu Ryu Karate Do, is what keeps me going. There is no end to it. It's full of spirit, it's full of philosophy, it's full of exercise. The body needs it, the mind needs it, the spirit needs it, and it has everything. It's the most ideal whole person fitness system that I've ever come across in my life. That's why. That's what keeps me going.
Do you feel that the martial arts goes beyond being a physical discipline alone?
Oh, way beyond physical. The physical is essential. You've got to have that. That's your foundation, that's your basis from which the rest grows. But without the philosophy, without the peace way philosophy, as it is in my case of Wadu Ryu, and without these higher levels of spirituality that comes from the dedicated training and thinking and meditation, you got nothing.
Are you concerned with more than a physical discipline, Walter?
Yes. My first few years, the answer would have been no. All I was interested in was getting my best punches, my best kicks, my best jump, my best fighting, my best competition, the best brick smashing. That was for a few years. But gradually you come to a point, there isn't a grade or an age, it's just everyone's a bit different in this respect, but you come to a point where your mind seems to open like eyes do on a morning, and you start to notice people have got different qualities about them, and not just the natural personality, but more and more, and you suddenly find that you yourself have some of this that's not being used, and it needs a mental approach then, and a higher level spiritual approach to develop these qualities, these inner qualities that we've all got, which can be used not just in a martial art or any physical art, but in every aspect of life. Your business, your work, your home life, your love, it can be used to enhance all these aspects of your life. So, oh yes, more than a physical, but it takes time to get there.
When you look at most systems like karate and judo, it's important to get a good base at those systems. How would you describe a spiritual base?
All right, it's obviously very different from the physical one. The physical one, you see, you copy, you do, you practice, and you've got it to the best of your own personal ability. But when you start talking spiritual base, every person that's ever lived or will live on this planet is going to be different. We all have different levels of growth, different ways in which this thing can be used and expressed, and some people are actually frightened of it. Some people, you start talking spiritual and they'll run away, they'll disappear around the corner. And actual fact, letting it develop and going looking for knowledge connected with a spiritual base is the best thing you can do. It doesn't matter what you're doing in life, what you want to succeed at, what you want to do better, what you want to improve. A spiritual base, a spiritual development will help you with that, whatever it is.
Okay. Do you use methods of meditation and concentration?
Constantly.
Yes.
Yeah, as you know, I'm in my 60s now, and it doesn't matter how hard you work the body and how well you look after your diet, the body does take a little bit of strain over the years. The art itself, there is no end to it. You're constantly developing and getting better understandings, and it really does make you feel sometimes as if you're in a fight, and other times you're so withdrawn from a fight, you're giving out good energy and love and peace. It's incredible that they changed so much. We couldn't do without the katas as they were devised. And my original Grand Master, the late Mr. R.I.P, he was a physical man. He understood the body, and he was able to put things together so well and select the right katas that at the end of the day would give an excellent scientific base of karate do, and then really cover it with Wadu Ryu, the peace way. Oh yeah, katas we cannot do without.
Well, is Wadu Ryu in itself enough for yourself? I mean, a lot of people, they seem to swap styles in the martial arts career. You've always been Wadu, as long as I've known anyway, and you've always kept the EKW to a strict guideline and the strict path of the way. Why have you stuck with Wadu? Why didn't you diversify?
Well, my first 6 years, before Wadu Ryu came to the United Kingdom, we were in an old style of Shotokan called Yosikan, and Mr. Suki Murakami used to come over. He lived in France at the time. And so I had 6 years of the really traditional Shotokan as background, so I understood that. And then once I got into Wadu Ryu and I got the feel of fast, better flowing movements for fighting and things like this. I become interested in the weapons that came historically with the interpretations of the katas, and the great, and I mean that great Yorkshireman, Phil Milner, he taught me so much about nunchaku, the bow, the tonfas, the size, you know, and I kept all them going for quite a while. But eventually, the more you learn, the more you realise there isn't time there. And so I had to come right back in to karate, which at that time was Wadu Ryu. Totally satisfied with the philosophy and the physical, the scientific physical aspects. But I didn't need anything else, and that's how it is to this day. And because of the benefits I get from it, I feel that's what I've got to give out to people all the time. That's why I'm here today, to give this out to people.
Okay, what plans have you got for the future, sir?
Well, just the same as always, making sure that I keep myself and my instructors in good shape. It's too easy for instructors, and including myself, chief instructors, to just get into a teaching rut and do it by talking and gentle explanation. But I don't go along with that. As long as we're able, we've got to fight to demonstrate the techniques to good standards, good abilities, and that means training together. And all my instructors, we get together once every week, without the low grades to worry about, and teach. And we have hard sessions, and we have very technical sessions, and we have great discussion sessions attached. So we, all the time, we're inquiring into every little nook and cranny of every technique and kata and gumite of Wadu Ryu Karate Do. So we're all there working, and that's the future. And we look at children, we've got some fantastic kids in the EKW, you know, brown belts and young dangers, and I see them stood up as men. And some of my top instructors now came to me as little children, 10, 12-year-old, and they're now in their 30s and that 40s nearly, and they're great people, and I'm seeing young ones coming up now, and that keeps me going. There's plenty to do for the future.
Okay. Thank you very much then, Master Seaton.
My pleasure.
Always my pleasure too. You've been a great inspiration to me over these years.
Thank you.
And you continue to be so.
And you keep going.
Okay.